I came across this story on the Savoy show, and just within a couple of minutes, I already knew what direction they were going to go with this because when it comes to stories like this, I already know what they're going to try to do. And it's so easy to pick apart. But in this picture, you see a 14-year-old boy whose name was Dea-John Reid, and he was brutally stabbed to death after he was chased for God knows how long. And he was, like I said, he was stabbed by multiple people. And the people involved were PC. He was the only black person who was around, and that's who was killed. Now I'm gonna go ahead and read a little bit of what the post says under the Savoy show image as it pertains to this story, and then I'm not gonna find. I actually found it. I'm gonna read the article that was attached to another source, which is kind of more of an updated one. On Tuesday, a detective with the West Midlands Police in Central England announced amid growing community concerns that authorities are not excluding the possibility that the death of a 14-year-old black boy may have been racially motivated, after initially saying there was nothing to suggest the boy's death had anything to do with race. They always question whether or not the stories involving a black child or a black person is racially motivated. And by the way, I believe this happened overseas. I think this happened over in the UK. So as you can see, they go through the same thing over there that we do over here. We are aware of many different rumors circulating about the motive for the murder, but we are keeping an open mind and pursuing all lines of inquiry. We ask people not to speculate on social media, Detective Chief Inspector Stu Marbley said in a statement issued Tuesday evening. But I bet you had he been Asian, there would have been no speculation. There would have been no questioning. That hate crime would have got slapped right on there. On Monday, May 31st, a 14-year-old boy now identified as Dea-John Reid was chased down by a group of people on College Road. He was stabbed in the chest on the busy road in King's Standing, North Birmingham. The teenager collapsed on the road and died at the scene. Authorities believe the boy was involved in a fight that broke out prior to the stabbing. So they have to throw that in there to make it seem like, we can't possibly say it was a hate crime because it was a fight that happened and, he just happened to get stabbed. This is Reid had reportedly been playing soccer before the clash. Marbley also said that racist language directed at Reid was used before the murder was committed. As the investigation has progressed, we now believe there was an incident involving Dea-John and his friend shortly before the murder that quickly escalated, resulting in Dea-John's tragic death, he said. Now I'm going to go ahead and read this next article that got posted on June 6th, which was 2 days ago from me recording this video, which is June 8th. It says 2 teenage boys have been charged with the murder of a 14-year-old who was stabbed to death. Dea-John Reid was killed on College Road, King's Standing, Birmingham at about around 7:30, or 1930 British Standard Time on May 31st. A boy age 14 from Wolverhampton and another boy age 16 from Great Barr are to appear at Birmingham Magistrates Court on Monday, which was yesterday. Yesterday. It brings the number of people charged in connection to Dea-John's death to 5. Another 14-year-old boy and 2 men aged 35 and 38 have appeared in court and have been remanded in custody. Detective Stuart Marbley from the West Midlands Police said, "We are not currently seeking anyone else in connection with this tragic death, although we are still keen to hear from anyone with information. Even though we've secured our charges, of our inquiries around what happened last Monday remain ongoing." He added, "We've kept Dea-John's family fully updated with developments during what has been an extremely traumatic time." So they said it was 5 people involved with this boy's death. And yes, this did happen overseas. When I hear certain words and then, I'm looking at the imagery and looking at these license plates, yeah, this definitely was overseas. But it sounds like something that could have happened here in the States. Like for a minute there, I almost thought it did happen here. But that's messed up either way. But let's just call it what it is. This was, in my opinion, a hate crime. Because they said racial slurs was being used. But see, they're trying to make it a slow burn, or they're not trying to burn it at all. But like I said, had he been Asian, and over here in particular, he probably would have got that protection without, there would have been no benefit of the doubt. It would have been instantly, oh, hate crime. But yeah, it's sad either way what happened to this boy. But like I said, this just shows that Dub S is global. We may not hear about all the other stories that go on around the world because we have our problems going on here. But this story was apparently big enough to make it here. So apparently they wanted us to know about it. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this story down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.